Time to present you the English news. Afghanistan's Chief Executive Officer Abdullah on Wednesday said, despite the National Unity Government's repeated calls for peace, the Taliban continues to reject the offer. Addressing an event to mark World Press Freedom Day, Abdullah said, in fact, the Taliban is a criminal group, and despite NAG's repeated demand for peace and a negotiation, they refuse, and with the continuation of the crimes, it became possible for other terrorist groups to be placed in Afghanistan and to be able to commit such crimes, said Abdullah. The Afghan government made a peace offer without preconditions to the Taliban early this year. However, the Taliban has still not responded to the offer. On Wednesday, Abdullah said terrorist groups were targeting the Afghan people under different names. Terrorist groups, all of them, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, under different names, have repeated the crimes in the past, and today one group will take responsibility for committing crimes against the people of Afghanistan, Abdullah added. The Cobra strike conduct of the Afghan commanders will soon start operations against the militants with additional firepower after its introduction by the Afghan National Army Special Operation Corps NASOC. Part of the Afghan 2020 roadmap will establish 6 additional Cobra strike conducts. The Taliban mobile capability allows NASOC to use their CSKs nationwide in concert with the existing commando forces and provide an unprecedented level of mobility and firepower for commando force, according to a report by Resolute Support Mission. The report for the adds that CSKs will operate in mobile strike force vehicles, heavily armored and mine-resistant. The MSFVs provide additional protection and lethality for commanders and were used to eliminate 5 ISK fighters in John. At least 2 civilians were killed and another one was wounded in an explosion in central Logar province of Afghanistan, local authorities said on Tuesday. The incident took place close to the provincial capital late on Monday after a civilian vehicle struck a roadside mine. The provincial government media office in a statement said that explosion ripped through the vehicle in Chani area at around 8 p.m. local time on Monday. The statement further added that blast targeted a mini truck, leaving 2 civilians dead and 1 wounded. The local security and police officials have launched an investigation in connection to the incident, the provincial police commandment added. Anti-government or militant groups frequently use explosive materials for roadside bombings and car bombings to target government staff and security personnel. However, in majority of such incidents, the ordinary civilians were targeted. Besides such bombings and casualties, to the security personnel, and in some cases the Taliban militants themselves were killed or wounded. An information reaching the Politics NGR New Desk this afternoon reveals that Nigerian National Assembly complex in Abuja has been besieged by heavily armed gunmen. The gunmen, believed to offers of the Department of State Security Services DSS, numbering about 10, stormed assembly premises armed with guns called Tevo and took specific possession around a building that houses the 2 chambers. When confronted for an explanation on what must have informed the sudden change in security strategy, a top security officer in National Assembly who prefer not to be identified stated that there were some security developments that dedicated the new trend. According to him, there are issues within the security circles which you cannot understand, and because of the sensitivity of such issues, they cannot be divulged to the general public for now. And also, beside the matter, there was an explosion in a mosque that resulted 29 killed and more than 40 were injured in Nigeria. Thank you. That was a brief. Good night. Bye.